Welcome, dear viewers and coin collectors, to an extraordinary journey through the remarkable coinage of Queen Elizabeth II. Each coin featured in this collection represents a unique chapter in British history, reflecting the enduring legacy of one of the world's longest-reigning monarchs. From the classic one-penny issues of 1990, 1994, 1999, and 2006, these coins showcase the evolution of British currency, royal portraiture, and national heritage. Whether you're a passionate numismatist or simply fascinated by historic coins, these pieces offer a glimpse into decades of tradition, craftsmanship, and everyday life in the United Kingdom. Join us as we explore the stories, designs, history, and significance behind these iconic Queen Elizabeth II coins that continue to captivate collectors around the world. Let's discover the fascinating world of British coin collecting together. Crown Sparkle. The 1999 United Kingdom one-penny coin is a familiar and historically important piece of British decimal coinage. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin carries the inscription Elizabeth IIDG Reg FD, which is a Latin abbreviation for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The denomination 1 penny and the date 1999 appear on the reverse side. Produced by the Royal Mint, the coin was struck for everyday circulation and became part of the pocket change used by millions of people throughout the United Kingdom. Although it is a common circulation coin, it represents an important era in British numismatic history, occurring just before the turn of the millennium. The obverse of the 1999 one penny features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and was used on British coins from 1998 until 2015. The design was introduced to modernize the appearance of British coinage, while maintaining the dignity and tradition associated with the monarchy. Around the portrait appears the royal inscription that has become one of the most recognizable legends in world coin collecting. The coin's design reflects the stability and continuity of the British monarchy at the close of the 20th century. The reverse side displays a crowned portcullis with chains, a traditional symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. This design was created by renowned British artist Christopher Ironside and had been used on the decimal penny since decimalization in 1971. The crowned portcullis symbolizes democracy, governance, and the long-standing parliamentary traditions of the United Kingdom. Above the design appears the denomination 1 penny, while the date 1999 is shown below. The simple yet elegant artwork makes the coin instantly recognizable and reflects Britain's commitment to preserving national symbols on its circulating coinage. The 1999 one-penny coin is composed of copper-plated steel, a composition introduced in 1992 to reduce production costs while maintaining the coin's traditional copper appearance. The coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams and measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter. Because of its steel core, it is magnetic, unlike earlier bronze pennies minted before 1992. This change in composition marked an important transition in British coin production and demonstrates how modern mints adapt to changing economic conditions while preserving familiar coin designs. Millions of 1999 one-penny coins were produced for circulation, making them relatively common today. Most examples found in circulation exhibit signs of wear, including scratches, discoloration, and surface marks accumulated through years of daily use. Circulated specimens generally carry modest collector value and are usually worth only face value unless they possess exceptional preservation, unusual minting errors, or significant die varieties. Collectors often search through rolls and accumulations of pennies, looking for unusual examples that may command premiums in the numismatic market. From a historical perspective, the 1999 one penny represents the final years of the 20th century, a period characterized by technological growth, economic development, and anticipation of the new millennium. Coins from this era circulated during a time when electronic payments were becoming increasingly common, yet physical currency remained an essential part of everyday life. As a result, the 1999 penny serves not only as a monetary instrument, but also as a small historical artifact reflecting British society at the end of the 1900s. For coin collectors around the world, the 1999 Elizabeth II penny remains an accessible and interesting addition to collections focused on British decimal coinage, Queen Elizabeth II issues, or modern world coins. While it is not generally considered rare, its connection to one of the longest-reigning monarchs in history and its role in everyday British commerce give it lasting appeal. Well-preserved examples, especially those with original mint luster, are appreciated by collectors seeking high-quality representatives of late 20th century British coinage. The coin stands as a lasting reminder of Britain's numismatic heritage and the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. The next up top two, the 2006 United Kingdom 1 penny coin, is an important piece of modern British currency that circulated widely throughout the United Kingdom during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The obverse inscription reads, Elizabeth IIDG Reg FD, a Latin abbreviation meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription has appeared on British coinage for decades and reflects the nation's long-standing royal traditions. The coin was produced by the Royal Mint and was intended for everyday circulation, serving as the lowest denomination of British decimal currency. Although billions of pennies have been produced over the years, each issue reflects a specific moment in British monetary history, and the 2006 penny is no exception. The obverse features the fourth coinage portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by acclaimed sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait depicts the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, presenting a mature and realistic likeness that became familiar to millions of people across the Commonwealth. The portrait is surrounded by the royal legend, emphasizing the constitutional role of the monarch within the United Kingdom. This design remained in use for many years and became one of the most recognized images of Queen Elizabeth II on circulating coinage. The reverse side of the 2006 1 penny coin displays the famous crowned portcullis with chains, a design created by distinguished coin artist Christopher Ironside. The portcullis is a symbol associated with the British Parliament and the Palace of Westminster, representing democracy, governance, and national heritage. Above the design appears the denomination 1 penny, while the date 2006 is positioned below. This reverse design was first introduced with decimalization in 1971 and remained in use until the major redesign of British coinage in 2008. As a result, the 2006 issue belongs to the final years of this classic decimal penny design. The coin was struck from copper-plated steel, a metallic composition adopted in 1992 when rising copper prices made bronze coins more expensive to produce. The 2006 penny weighs approximately 3.56 grams and measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter. Due to its steel core, the coin is magnetic, a characteristic that distinguishes it from older bronze pennies. The copper plating gives the coin its familiar reddish-brown appearance while allowing production costs to remain relatively low. This combination of traditional appearance and modern manufacturing techniques reflects the practical evolution of British coinage. As a circulation coin, the 2006 1 penny was produced in very large numbers and entered everyday use across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. These coins were used in shops, public transportation systems, vending machines, and countless daily transactions. Most surviving examples show varying degrees of wear from years of circulation, including scratches, contact marks, and color changes. Circulated specimens are generally common and usually worth face value, while uncirculated examples with original mint luster are more desirable among collectors of modern British coins. Historically, the year 2006 represents an interesting period in British history. The United Kingdom was experiencing continued technological advancement and economic activity while preparing for future changes in coinage design. Just 2 years later, in 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a completely new reverse design system for British coins. Consequently, the 2006 1 penny belongs to the final chapter of the original decimal penny design that had served Britain for more than 3 decades. This gives the coin added significance for collectors interested in the transition between different eras of British currency. For numismatists and world coin collectors, the 2006 Elizabeth II 1 penny is an attractive example of modern British coinage. While not rare, it represents the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II and the long-running decimal currency system introduced in the early 1970s. Collectors often preserve high-grade examples as representatives of the final years of the crowned portcullis reverse. The coin serves as a reminder of Britain's rich monetary history, its constitutional monarchy, and the daily commerce that connected millions of people throughout the United Kingdom. Today, the 2006 1 penny remains a recognizable and historically meaningful coin that continues to hold a place in collections around the world. The next up, top 3, the 1990 United Kingdom 1 penny coin, is a significant piece of modern British numismatic history and an important example of the decimal currency system introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971. This coin bears the inscription Elizabeth IIDG Reg FD on the obverse, which is an abbreviation of the Latin phrase Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose image appeared on British coinage for more than 7 decades. The 1990 penny was struck by the Royal Mint and was produced for everyday circulation throughout the United Kingdom. Although it was a common coin used in daily commerce, it has become a collectible piece that reflects the history, culture, and economic life of Britain at the end of the 20th century. The obverse of the 1991 penny features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by renowned sculptor Raphael Makhlouf. Introduced in 1985, this portrait depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, one of the most recognizable crowns in the British royal collection. The portrait is elegant and idealized, representing the dignity and continuity of the British monarchy. Surrounding the portrait is the royal inscription that emphasizes the monarch's constitutional and ceremonial role within the nation. This portrait remained on British coinage until 1997 and is particularly associated with the final years of the 20th century. The reverse side of the coin displays the famous crown portcullis with chains, designed by distinguished artist Christopher Ironside. The crown portcullis is a symbol traditionally linked to the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. It represents democratic government, constitutional stability, and the long-standing traditions of British governance. The denomination 1 penny appears above the design, while the date 1990 is positioned below. This reverse design was introduced with decimalization and remained a familiar feature of British coinage for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in the United Kingdom. The 1991 penny coin was struck in bronze, a composition consisting primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. Unlike pennies produced after 1992, which were made from copper-plated steel, the 1990 issue contains a genuine bronze alloy. The coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams and has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. Because it is bronze rather than steel, it is not magnetic. Collectors often appreciate pre-1992 bronze pennies because they represent the original composition used during the early decades of decimal coinage, and possess a distinctive appearance and feel that differs from later issues. Millions of 1991 penny coins were minted and released into circulation. They were commonly used in shops, supermarkets, public transportation systems, vending machines, and countless everyday transactions. During the early 1990s, cash remained the primary method of payment for many purchases, making the penny an essential component of daily life. As a result, most surviving examples show evidence of circulation wear, including scratches, discoloration, and smoothing of design details. Coins found in uncirculated condition are less common and are generally more desirable among collectors seeking high-quality examples. The year 1990 itself was an important period in British history. The United Kingdom was undergoing political, economic, and social changes that would shape the coming decade. The country was entering the final years of the 20th century while continuing to modernize its economy and infrastructure. Coins such as the 1991 penny circulated through this transformative period, making them small but meaningful historical artifacts. Every circulated example may have passed through thousands of hands, witnessing countless everyday transactions and serving as a tangible connection to British life during that era. From a collector's perspective, the 1991 penny remains a popular and affordable coin. While standard circulated examples are usually worth only a small premium above face value, uncirculated specimens, proof issues, and coins with notable minting errors can command greater interest in the numismatic marketplace. Collectors often seek bronze decimal pennies because they represent a distinct phase of British coin production before the transition to copper-plated steel. The coin is frequently included in collections focused on Queen Elizabeth II, British decimal currency, world coins, and 20th-century numismatics. The historical significance of the 1991 penny extends beyond its monetary value. It symbolizes the stability of Britain's decimal currency system, the enduring presence of Queen Elizabeth II on national coinage, and the traditions maintained by the Royal Mint. For many people, the coin evokes memories of everyday life in Britain during the late 20th century, when cash transactions dominated commerce and pennies played a practical role in purchases large and small. Today, the 1990 Elizabeth II 1 penny stands as a lasting reminder of British heritage, constitutional monarchy, and the rich history of modern coinage. Whether viewed as a collectible, a historical artifact, or simply a piece of circulating currency, it remains an interesting and meaningful coin admired by collectors throughout the world. The next up top for the 1994 United Kingdom 1 penny coin is a notable example of modern British decimal coinage and represents an important period during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The coin bears the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, a Latin abbreviation for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This traditional royal title has appeared on British coins for centuries and reflects the long-standing connection between the monarchy and the nation's currency. The 1994 1 penny was produced by the Royal Mint and circulated widely throughout England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Although the penny represented the smallest unit of British currency, it played an essential role in everyday commerce and remains an important collectible among numismatists around the world. The obverse side of the 1994 penny features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by celebrated sculptor Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait was introduced in 1985 and depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown often associated with official royal ceremonies. The design presents an elegant and dignified image of the monarch, symbolizing stability, continuity, and national identity. Surrounding the portrait is the royal inscription, which emphasizes the constitutional role of the sovereign. During the early 1990s, this portrait became one of the most familiar images in British daily life, appearing on millions of circulating coins used by people across the country. The reverse side displays the iconic crowned portcullis with chains, a design created by renowned coin artist Christopher Ironside. The portcullis is a historic symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. It represents democratic government, constitutional authority, and the enduring traditions of the United Kingdom. Above the design appears the denomination 1 penny, while the year 1994 is shown below. This reverse design was first introduced with decimalization in 1971 and remained a familiar feature of British coinage until 2008. For many collectors, the crowned portcullis has become one of the most recognizable symbols found on modern British coins. One of the most significant features of the 1994 penny is its composition. Unlike pennies struck before 1992, which were made of bronze, the 1994 issue was produced from copper-plated steel. This change was introduced by the Royal Mint to reduce production costs as copper prices increased. The coin retains the traditional copper appearance while using a steel core underneath the plating. The 1994 1 penny weighs approximately 3.56 grams and measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter. Because of its steel composition, it is magnetic, a characteristic that distinguishes it from earlier bronze decimal pennies. This transition in metal content reflects the practical adjustments made by modern mints to maintain efficient coin production. The 1994 1 penny was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of everyday circulation. During the mid-1990s, cash transactions remained the dominant method of payment throughout the United Kingdom, making pennies an important part of daily life. These coins passed through countless hands in supermarkets, local shops, banks, public transportation systems, and vending machines. As a result, most examples encountered today show signs of wear, including scratches, discoloration, and smoothing of design details. Coins that have survived in uncirculated condition are more desirable to collectors because they preserve the original mint luster and sharpness of the design. Historically, the year 1994 was a period of economic growth and social change within the United Kingdom. The country was embracing new technologies and preparing for the transition into the 21st century. The 1994 penny circulated during a time when traditional cash remained central to everyday transactions, yet modern financial systems were beginning to evolve. Coins from this era serve as tangible reminders of the economic and cultural environment of Britain during the 1990s. Each circulated example carries a unique history, having participated in thousands of ordinary exchanges that formed part of daily life across the nation. From a numismatic perspective, the 1994 1 penny is appreciated as a representative example of late 20th century British coinage. Although it is generally considered a common coin, collectors often seek high-grade examples, proof issues, and unusual mint errors. Because it belongs to the early years of copper-plated steel penny production, it also marks an important transition in British minting technology. Collectors assembling date sets of British decimal coins frequently include the 1994 issue as a key part of the series, documenting the evolution of modern British currency. The legacy of the 1994 Elizabeth II 1 penny extends beyond its face value. It represents the enduring reign of one of the world's longest-serving monarchs, the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, and the everyday economic activity of millions of people throughout the United Kingdom. Today, the coin remains a popular collectible among enthusiasts of British and world coinage. Whether preserved in a collection, discovered in old change, or studied as a historical artifact, the 1994 1 penny continues to tell the story of Britain's monetary heritage and its place in the history of modern numismatics.